This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Another one from Jeremy here. During your pursuit of Olympic gold, what did your weekly training regimen consist of?
Oh gosh, I would train 9 to 10 hours a day. It was really difficult because I got into this thing. It was called exhaust training, and that's when you train till you're exhausted, and that's when the training begins. So you train till you can't stand up anymore, and then you start training again. And it worked extremely well. My conditioning went through the roof. I was never got tired. I would wear my opponents down. It was the only way I was going to win the Olympic gold medal because I wasn't the best. I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the biggest. I wasn't the most technical. But what I did have is I had lungs, and I had endurance. And if I could keep the match close long enough, I would wear my opponents down and get them tired. And that's when it really kicked in, and that's when I would win the matches. So I trained myself to do that. And in the mornings I would train for about 2 hours. I would run 7 miles. I would do 200-yard hill sprints. I'd go back and do sprint and jog on the Airdyne for 30 minutes, and then I would do a half-hour sauna. In the afternoon, I would go over technique wrestling. I would wrestle live for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I would do conditioning again. And at night, I would do my plyometrics, my isometrics, my heavyweight weight training, and more conditioning. So I was doing 9 to 10 hours a day every single day of the week. I took 1 day off a month, and that was it.
It's no wonder you broke your freaking neck in hindsight, is it?
Yes, it's ironic.
Here's one that we haven't talked about before. Luke from Eastern Iowa says, do you have any stories about the legendary Dan Gable or Iowa's legendary wrestling program?
Yes. Do you know how hard I trained? I just explained everything to you.
Yes.
Okay. Gable does that to 5 times worse. I did a camp with him, a world championship camp, the 1995 Worlds. I was on the world team. That's when I won my first world championship. We went to Iowa to train, and we were there for 3 weeks. It was the worst 3 weeks of my life because he trains you into the ground to where you are just completely spent, just exhausted, and the training doesn't stop. Our day off, we were supposed to have a day off. He said, hey, I decided we're going to wrestle 1 match today. Now, a regular college match is 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So I thought, okay, we're going to warm up. We're going to wrestle a 7-minute match. Shouldn't be that hard. It'll be tiring because, we're going to go full tilt for 7 minutes. But as we start the match, I notice after 20 minutes, he doesn't say the 3 minutes is up yet. And I was like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't we breaking to round 2? And they said, well, just keep wrestling. So we did. We went 30 minutes, and then someone said, hey, Gable, I thought we were going 1 match today, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. He said, no, we're doing 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. So our day off, we wrestled 50 minutes live. And not only that, we had to do an hour and a half of conditioning, and the warm-up alone was 45 minutes, and that was a conditioning segment too. But we trained, 10 to 12 hours a day. It was extremely difficult. And I understand why those Iowa kids are always ready to compete. They're always, a lot of them can be overtrained a little bit, and that's probably why they don't do as well at the Nationals if they don't. But for the most part, you get a kid at Iowa that wants to go to Iowa, there's a reason he wants to go. He wants to be trained by Gable. The Brands brothers were a great example. They loved training like that. They were animals, and that's what they wanted. And they proved that. They won Olympic golds and world championships and NCAA titles. So, if you're an Iowa kid, you like the way Dan Gable trains you because it's almost impossible.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.